All right, let's get right into it. There's this term popping up everywhere in the business world, the fractional CMO. So what exactly is that? And the big question is, how do you know if you actually need one? We're going to break it all down. This quote, it just hits the nail on the head, right? So many of us have been there. Your marketing feels like you're just throwing stuff at the wall, random acts. You're spending money, you're trying a bunch of different things, but nothing really connects. There's no grand plan. And that chaos, it's what's holding you back from real, solid growth.
In all that chaos, well, it leads to something I like to call the founder's marketing trap. Sound familiar? When you started, you were the marketing department. You did it all, right? The copy, the social media, you name it. But now your business is bigger and suddenly, you're the bottleneck. Nothing happens without your sign-off, and it's just slowing everything way down. Or maybe you've got a team, and they're great at doing stuff, but there's no one steering the ship.
And look, this isn't just a feeling. That chaos has a real hard cost. Get this, without that top-level strategic leadership, studies show companies can waste around 30% of their marketing budget. 30%! Think about that. That's a huge chunk of money that should be driving growth, but instead it's just evaporating into those random marketing acts we talked about. Okay, so how do you get out of that trap? Well, that's where this whole idea of a fractional CMO comes in. It's the solution. The best way to think about it is C-suite firepower, but on demand. You might hear it called CMO as a service. It's all about getting that missing strategic brainpower, but without the massive price tag of a full-time executive.
Now, let's be super clear about what this means. A fractional CMO is not just a part-time helper or some intern. We're talking about a seasoned, experienced marketing executive who literally plugs into your leadership team. They don't just hand you a report and walk away. No, they own the results. They're on the hook for outcomes tied to revenue, and their whole job is to drive growth you can actually measure. And they do it all on a contract basis that works for you.
And this is a huge point of confusion for a lot of people, so let's clear it up. How is this different from a consultant? Well, a consultant is like a specialist you call in. They come in for a specific project, they solve a problem, give you some advice, and they're gone. A fractional CMO is totally different. They're a partner for the long haul. They're in the trenches with your team, involved in strategy and execution, and they stick around to make sure the plan actually works.
All right, so why is this such a big deal? What does it actually mean for your bottom line? Let's get into the real advantages here, the stuff that makes this a total game changer.
Okay, the first and most obvious win here is the cost. It's huge. Hiring a full-time CMO, man, that is a massive investment. You're talking $200,000, maybe $350,000 a year in salary alone. And that's not even counting bonuses, benefits, all that stuff. The fractional model gives you access to that exact same top-tier brain for way, way less. In fact, when you add up all the costs that come with a full-time exec, companies report saving an average of 67%. 67! And think about it, this isn't just about pinching pennies. It's about taking all that cash you saved and plowing it back into the marketing that's actually going to grow your business.
But it's not just about the money. It's about getting up to speed fast. See, fractional CMOs are veterans. They've been there, done that. They've seen what works and what doesn't. So they walk in the door with proven playbooks ready to go. There's no 6-month get-to-know-you period. We're talking a 30% faster time to actually getting stuff done. They hit the ground running.
And the hits keep on coming. You also get access to someone who's worked in a bunch of different industries, so they bring in fresh ideas you haven't thought of. You get total flexibility. You can scale their time up or down depending on what you need. And maybe most importantly, you get an outside perspective, someone who isn't caught up in the company drama or politics, who can look at what you're doing and ask the tough questions. Okay, this all sounds pretty good, right? But now for the million-dollar question. Is this actually right for you? For your business right now? Let's figure that out with a quick little test. There are a handful of really clear signs, some classic scenarios. If any of these feel a little too real, then yeah, you're probably ready for this.
So let's go through the checklist, see if any of these ring a bell. Number 1, you've got product market fit. People love what you sell, but your leads are all over the place. Some good months, some bad months. It's lumpy. Number 2, you, the founder, are that bottleneck we keep talking about. Everything has to go through you. 3, you just got a new round of funding and now the board is on your back, asking for a predictable pipeline. 4, you have a marketing team, but they're just executing random tasks. They don't have that big picture strategy, that North Star. And finally, the really simple one, you just can't afford a full-time CMO right now. The salary is just not in the budget.
All right, let's put it all together now. When you look at all your options for marketing leadership, how does a fractional CMO really stack up against the others?
You know, this quote really frames the whole conversation perfectly. It's not just about filling a seat. It's about making your marketing leadership a secret weapon, a competitive advantage. Getting this right is a huge strategic move. So let's look at the different ways you can go.
So let's break this down side by side. You've got your consultant, right? They're in and out, project-based, low involvement. Then you've got the full-time CMO. Total commitment, fully embedded, but a huge cost. Maybe you're not there yet. And then, right in the middle, you have the fractional CMO. That's the sweet spot. You get the deep involvement and accountability of a full-timer, but with the flexibility and smarter cost of a partner. They help your existing team grow and build the systems you need, which is just perfect for a business that's on the move.
So I want to leave you with this one final question. Be honest with yourself. When you look at your business, is marketing just a line item on the budget? A cost center where money goes in and you're not really sure what comes out? Or is it a true growth engine, something you can count on to power the company forward? Because choosing the right leader, well, that's what makes all the difference. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.